In the heart of East Africa lies a land where time seems to move to the rhythm of nature itself. A land known for its mountains, its coffee, its culture, and for something even more ancient, the golden nectar of life, honey. This is Ethiopia, the land of liquid gold. For thousands of years, Ethiopian farmers have walked the forests and highlands, guided by the hum of bees. Beekeeping here is not just an industry, it's a way of life, a living tradition that has shaped both the culture and the economy since ancient times. Historians trace Ethiopian honey back to the days of the pharaohs. Hieroglyphs from ancient Egypt describe Abyssinia, Ethiopia's ancient name, as the land of honey and beeswax. It was prized, traded, and cherished as a symbol of purity, health, and prosperity. In Ethiopian culture, honey is far more than sweetness. It's sacred, used in religious ceremonies, offered in weddings, and brewed into taj, the traditional honey wine once reserved for nobles and kings. Honey is woven into the very fabric of Ethiopian life. Even today, in the highlands and valleys, beekeepers climb trees at dusk with smoke and curry, harvesting honey from hollow logs and woven hives hanging in tall branches, just as their ancestors did centuries ago. It's a scene of beauty, danger, and devotion, a living connection between past and present. But Ethiopia's honey story is not only about the past, it's also about the future. Today, Ethiopia proudly stands as Africa's leading honey producer and one of the top 10 producers in the world. In 2025, production reached a record-breaking of 326,000 tons, driven by a national modernization effort known as the Bounty of the Basket initiative. Through this program, over 2.6 million modern beehives were distributed across the country, transforming traditional beekeeping into a modern, high-yield practice. Yet, even with these achievements, Ethiopia is still only using about 10% of its potential. Experts estimate the country could produce 500,000 tons of honey annually, a staggering capacity that shows how much potential remains untapped. The beauty of Ethiopian honey lies in its diversity. Each region tells a different floral story, from the white honey of Tigray, prized for its purity and clarity, to the amber forest honey of the southwest and the citrus-touched honey of Bale's coffee forests. With over 800 types of honeybee forage plants, Ethiopia's landscapes, from high mountains to tropical lowlands, produce some of the most distinct and flavorful honeys in the world. This natural diversity gives Ethiopian honey its signature richness, depth, and uniqueness that global markets are beginning to discover. Despite these strengths, challenges remain. More than 95% of Ethiopian beekeepers still rely on traditional hives, which produce low yields and inconsistent quality. Environmental threats such as deforestation, pesticide use, and climate change reduce bee forage areas and threaten colony survival. Ethiopia's honey often struggles to meet the strict quality and traceability standards required by international markets, especially in Europe and North America. As a result, although Ethiopia produces vast amounts of honey, over 80% is consumed locally, mainly in the making of taj, the beloved honey wine. But change is underway. Government programs, NGOs, and international partners, including UNIDO, ICP, and USAID, are working together to transform the sector. Modern hive technologies, training programs for young beekeepers, and new post-harvest handling practices are improving quality and productivity. Accredited laboratories now test Ethiopian honey for international standards, and new traceability systems are being introduced to track honey from hive to jar. The government's Wild Origin Ethiopia branding initiative is helping exporters tell the unique story of Ethiopian honey, its purity, its origin. The government's Wild Origin Ethiopia branding initiative is helping exporters tell the unique story of Ethiopian honey, its purity, its origins, and its natural connection to the land. Ethiopian honey is unlike any other in the world. It's organic by nature, produced in remote, chemical-free landscapes. It is sustainable because beekeeping in Ethiopia does not destroy the environment, it preserves it. And it's deeply cultural, tied to a story that stretches back thousands of years. Each drop carries the scent of wildflowers, the rhythm of drums, and the heartbeat of a people who have lived in harmony with bees since time immemorial. As the world seeks sustainable and natural products, Ethiopia's honey is poised to shine on the global stage. Already, the country is recognized as Africa's #1 honey producer, and some rankings place it as high as third in the world in total production. But its exports ranking, still below the top 70 globally, shows how much room there is to grow. Ethiopia's long-term vision is clear: to become not only the largest producer in Africa, but also the most trusted exporter of high-quality organic honey in the world. Through modernization, standardization, and investment in rural communities, Ethiopia is transforming beekeeping into a model for green development, youth employment, and environmental conservation. In every corner of Ethiopia, from the misty highlands to the dry lowlands, the gentle hum of bees carries a message of resilience, tradition, and hope. Each hive built, each flower preserved, and each drop harvested tells a story of people who care for the earth and of nature that gives back in return. Ethiopia's honey is more than a product. It's a symbol of harmony between people and planet, tradition and innovation, past and future. In the whisper of the wind across the highlands, in the hum of bees among the blossoms, you can still hear the echoes of an ancient bond between people, land, and life. Ethiopia, the land of liquid gold, where tradition meets transformation and the sweetness of the past guides the promise of tomorrow. This is Fikramare Masafa from Abyssinia Business Network.